Hi everyone, it's Lana from Sage and Sound with the second video in the climate change series. Now, last video we talked a lot about negative emotions and how to take them back down so that they stopped feeling so overwhelming. So if you've been able to engage in this practice, what you'll notice is that you shouldn't feel overwhelmed anymore, but that you have times when you feel better and times when you feel worse. And what we want to do is then add on to this increased awareness of feelings to look more at our actions and at our thoughts. So our actions and thoughts are something that we have a lot more control over than our feelings, and they do influence our feelings. And what we want to do is start to look at actions and have a think about when I do this thing, and it can be literally anything that you're doing, to check in, does this help me to feel motivated and energized? So if you're taking action on something related to climate change, I'm expecting that you will feel motivated and energized because you're doing something that's going to make a difference. And the other area where you might feel motivated and energized is when you take time out for self-care. But this is where it gets a bit tricky. A lot of people are going to feel guilty doing things for themselves if they're using a different metric other than, does this make me feel motivated and energized? People often have very high standards. I should be doing something to help all the time, and ignoring the reality that if you're depleted of energy, you cannot help anybody else. We have to fit our own oxygen masks first and make sure that we're full of energy, ready to go, so that we can then help. So checking in and asking yourself, does this action make me feel motivated and energized? And then we're aiming to maximize those actions, even if they're ones that are only benefiting ourselves, and minimize any actions that don't make us feel motivated and energized. There's obviously a limit to what we can do with our actions, because we also have other commitments in our lives and boring things like chores and having a shower to get on with. So that brings me to the second part, which is that checking in with your thinking and where your mind goes and asking yourself the question, does this make me feel motivated and energized? Because certain thoughts are going to contribute to negative emotions and other ones are going to contribute to more positive emotions. An example of that is if you got caught in the thought, oh, I can't believe I have to go to work for 8 hours, and that might feel very depressing, or like I don't have enough time to do other stuff, but we can adapt that thought to be more motivating and energizing. To if you switch it into something like, I'm grateful that I'm going to work because then I've got money to support my climate change activities on the weekend. And when I think about it like that, I feel better about going to work. I feel more motivated, more energized, like it has a purpose. So that's how you can sort of check in with your thinking and see how it's making you feel. Another area to look at in terms of your mind is, are you dwelling on a lot of things that are out of your control and that you can't change? Because if your focus is there, I can guarantee you that's a demotivating, de-energizing place to be. We as human beings like to feel like we've got control. We like to feel like the things we do make a difference, make sense. So redirecting your thinking to the areas where you do have control, where you can make changes, is also going to help you to feel motivated and energized. So that's this week's task, to continue checking in with your feelings, but instead of focusing so much on the negative ones, now we're focusing on the feeling of motivation, of being energized, and just looking at how your actions and your thoughts either support that feeling or they take you further away from it. And I'm saying you want more of that feeling, which means you want more actions and as much of your thinking as possible to really support support that goal of feeling motivated and energized, feeling grateful, feeling like you've got power, and acknowledging that if there are things that you're unhappy about, that you can change it or that you can cope with it, are going to be your top techniques for feeling like you can get back to motivated and energized, even while the world isn't perfect, even while your life isn't perfect, but you are doing the best you can with what you have. So give that a go. If you'd like more detailed, personalized information about how to make that work or the specific thoughts that you're getting stuck on, then please do head to the website sageandsound.com.au and click on the Book Now button to book yourself an appointment to get some individualized, personalized support about how you can do a bit of an audit of your thinking and actions to make sure that they're going to best generate a motivated, energized feeling in yourself. Take care. See ya.